Okay, guys, time to start 2017 football season. We're excited about it. We've all been working the whole year getting ready, everybody across the country, and we're particularly excited about our football season, which opens up here, as you all know, on Friday night in DeKalb against Northern Illinois. And it's a good football team. You know, they've historically had great teams there. They've won some mighty big games. They have an offense that was averaging over 460 yards of offense last year, pretty evenly split run pass, and I think they have a great program. I've always been an admirer of their program. I coached in the MAC. I have a good familiarity with the MAC, and that was really the pinnacle. And so the job that's been done there has been incredible. We know the kind of team that we're going to face. We understand the challenges of being on the road, playing a quality Division I opponent. We understand the fact that this will become obviously a big game for everybody and specifically for them. And so, you know, we've had a preseason full of getting prepared and getting ready for our team to play at a high level. So, any questions?
Good, just raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you.
Go ahead, Rich.
Fairly obvious. Are you announcing your starting quarterback today?
So we have a plan in place right now, and I'm going to keep that plan with us right now and act upon it, you know, according to what we've laid out for ourselves. There's no competitive advantage for me in any way, shape, or form to show everything that what we want to do, why we want to do it.
Fair enough. Can we just report that it'll be game day decision?
You can report that. I didn't say that, but you can report that.
All right, two-pointer. What would Darius have done to win the job? What would Anthony have done to win the job?
You know what? These guys, honestly, they both had a really good preseason camp. They had a great spring, great offseason. They've done a fantastic job. I think, you know, both these guys have played at a high level, and we really have confidence in both of them, and that's a fact. I think, you know, when you look at these things, you look at the entire body of work. You don't ride the roller coaster day in, day out. I promised myself that we would do that, and that's what we were about the business of doing, is evaluating the whole thing. The good news is, like I said, some people, you know, will spin it different ways, but I feel like I'm telling you, it's great to feel like you have two quality guys in your room. Really, we have more than that. We have some really quality young guys as well. And that's a good feeling. I haven't been able to say that here in 5 years, right? So that's the way it should be. There should be a really good competition in there, and I'm excited about that.
Another big change on the depth chart is Connor Strahan, who for middle linebackers, Tom linebacker. Now, I know you've been talking about that for a while. Why do you like him at that position? And then what do you see out of Max Richardson moving into that starting middle linebacker role?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's great flexibility with Connor. That doesn't mean that he won't play Mike Backer, but what we like about him is that, you know, he's got great speed. And in that position out there, you got to be able to be involved in man coverage on guys that can run. And the fact that a guy like Max, we have tremendous confidence in him. So that all kind of goes together. I think Kevin Bletzer's had a great camp too. I mean, so we're trying to build our pool of guys that we feel can play out there. But to say that, you know, Connor would never play inside, I wouldn't say that. But we've trained him in both. You know, we try to cross-train a lot of these a lot of positions, to tell you the truth, but try to cross-train the linebackers. But Connor has the best skill set to be able to handle the job description of playing that, what we call that Sam outside linebacker position. And one of those biggest deals with that is flat ability to cover and play man coverage.
Coach, BC 12-5 in season openers since 2000. To talk about how important it is to get that first win, get things rolling, especially after Georgia Tech last year, to kind of get the positive vibes going.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our goal as a team is to win the opener, right? That's the first goal you have. I mean, that's, you know, elementary school, you want to win the opener. Everybody wants to win the opener. Not everybody's going to win the opener. And but that's your goal. That's what you train for, and that's what you prep for. Obviously, all those things, stats and everything, obviously, you know, as we all know, have a lot to do with just who the hell you open with. You know, traditionally, people open with smaller FCS opponents. Of course, that's not the case all the time. I mean, there are some grand games being played. We are opening with a very competitive Division I football team with history on the road at their place on Friday night. So that's a fair challenge there. If you watched college football last week, I know you guys did, you saw a lot of teams on the road struggling. Opening day, it happens. And you got to, your job and what you're trying to do is avoid that and make sure your team's as prepared as they can possibly be. And I just think it comes down to taking care of the football. Don't turn the ball over. I think if you have a lot of penalties and you turn the ball over, I don't care who you are, you put yourself in harm's way. And when teams get in trouble opening day, it usually has something to do with those two things.
Coach, how do you prepare the team for what's an unusually late start time? How do you
Yeah.
spend
Well, I don't know that there's a great answer for that. You can try to practice late at night and all that other kind of stuff. I just think that there's so much energy and so much juice and excitement around a game that, you're probably going to struggle with too much anxiety and angst on it, So I just think I'm more, I'm not concerned with that, but I'm more concerned with yesterday, today, tomorrow. Because, we've been in camp a long time, and just that transition from practice 25, no, NIU game week 2. That's the piece to me that, everybody's trying to figure out, okay, spiders, no spiders, how much running, how much contact, how do you get the max performance? Because once you get in game week, everybody's fairly standard, in the season. But leading in from preseason, that's sometimes a little bit different. You're just trying to get your hand on a pulse. I got a lot more going into that thought process than I do, 7:30, 8:30, whatever, 9:30 our time. I mean, I'm not concerned with it, but, just have to deal with it.
Coach, you recently announced your captains.
Yep.
What is it about those guys that you've seen in their time here that makes you know that they are the perfect leaders for this group?
Well, I don't vote for the captains. The team voted for the captains. I mean,
What is it about these three guys, those two guys?
I mean, I think what I see is apparently what the team saw, and these are really high character guys. They have great work ethic. They've played a lot of football here. So you're talking about good players, veteran players that are about the right stuff. And, the players know, I mean, they know what goes on. So they have chose those two guys as their leaders. And I think those are really great choices. And I think we have a lot of good choices in the senior class, but I think those two guys are great choices. I'm excited about them. You couldn't find two better guys. They approach things the way you should approach them. So really, really well done by our team.
Thank you. Steve, just according to the depth chart, they're going with Ryan Graham at quarterback. Do you have any kind of a sample on him?
I don't know who they're. I'm not sure who they're going with, to be honest with you, because they're not announcing it. And so, I think you take a look at,
Okay, what are their tendencies? What do they like to do?
I mean, they're really, they want to run the football. I mean, this team wants to run the football, and I don't think there's any doubt that we got to stop the run. I think that's the biggest thing that we're looking at right now. They have a lot of different stuff on offense in terms of speed sweeps on the perimeter and a lot of different read zone options. So, they're trying to stretch you, horizontally quite a bit, and they have some gap schemes interiorly, and then some play action passes off of that. So I just think it's just about preparing for what they do in its entirety. And then what the percentages are, God only knows, I think it all with them really does start with, though, establishing the run. So I think we got to do a great job of taking the run away, whether it's inside or outside run.